Okay. Uh, Wait. Um, we're going to start off with the vocabulary exercise that's on page number 141 of your Oxford Progressive English. Please take out page 141. Page 141 of your Oxford Progressive English.
निकाल लिए मैं.
Okay. Yes, please. Hisham, can you please leave the class?
मैम ये शाम नहीं है.
Then,
मैम ये हर किसी की क्लास में कोई बच्चा आ रहा है, हमारे बच्चों के उसने नाम रखे हुए हैं और आके लाइनें वगैरह मार देता है. आया हुआ कोई अभी पीछे मेरी अम्मी की क्लास में भी आया था.
fine, I've removed it.
मैं शाम तो नहीं है इधर कहीं भी.
ठीक है, मैं इसका ना वो रिमूव कर दिया मैंने.
प्राइवेट कर दें.
कर दिया मैंने. अच्छा चलें. Have you guys opened up page 141? Please, Waleed, sit properly.
मैं वो जरा
आ जाती है तो फिर you know at least switch off the camera for that thing. ठीक है ना? चलें. First off, we will do the vocabulary exercise. There are 8 words and the definitions have been jumbled up. I'll give you turns to look for the answers.
मैम कल कर लिया था क्वेश्चन आंसर्स के साथ.
Very good. For the rest, let's quickly this. Yes, please. The first one, Mohsen, spaghetti.
Pasta.
Very good. Bifocals. Hasi, number 2, bifocals.
Spectacles.
Spectacles. Thank you, Shakar. Fasi, chops.
Yes, ma'am.
Please let others have their turn. Chops.
I'm taking no notice.
Chops. There's something to eat.
Ma'am, T for food. C for food.
No. Cutlets. Chops are cutlets, okay? They're meat cutlets. Like we have those Shami kebabs. Similarly, doesn't matter. The English, they have these meat cutlets, colander, rafe.
मैम ये लोग इसे स्पैगेटी में डालते हैं ना.
T for food.
No, chops is eaten separately. Chops is eaten separately. Chops is an English dish. It's a British meal, whereas spaghetti is Italian. Colander, rafe.
C for food.
That's C. Very good. Come on, number 5. Sophisticated.
Taking no notice of.
Sophisticated.
No.
Very good, Shakar. It's stylish. Sophistication is when you do something with a lot of style, with a lot of delicacy. All right. Waleed.
Yes, ma'am.
Tantrum. Tantrum.
Yes, ma'am. वो अलार्म बज रहा था, sorry.
Okay. Number 6, tantrum.
A childish
Shakar, let him try. I hope you guys are taking the answers along with me. while the exercise.
Ma'am, a childish burst of temper.
Very good. A childish burst of temper. Shakar, your turn. Ignoring.
Taking no notice of.
Very good. Muhammad Ahmed, have I asked you to participate as yet?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, your turn. Unexpectedly.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. All right. Just in case, here are the answers. Check your answers. Make sure that you have taken them down correctly. Hmm. Should I wait for a minute more? Should I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. We're coming to the words in use. The words are great grandparents, great uncle, great aunts. Okay? Great, oh, sorry, Aunt Gertie is Nigel's father's aunt. Nigel's father's aunt. Okay? So she is Nigel's great aunt. Okay? That is the aunts and uncles of your parents will be considered your great uncles and great aunts. Okay? The father of your father will be?
Great grandfather.
Great uncle.
No,
Grandparent.
grandfather, exactly. But
मैंने कहा था.
the father of your grandfather will be
Grandmother.
Great grandma.
grandfather, great grandfather. Okay? There's you, there's your father. The father of your father will be your grandfather, and his father, okay, will be your great grandfather. This is you, this is your father, this is the father of your father, and this is the father of your father's father. So, you, your father, grandfather,
Godfather.
great grandfather. Take it?
Godfather.
Yes. Godfather, nahi. All right. Aunt Gertie is Nigel's father's aunt. So she is Nigel's great aunt. What would Nigel call his father's uncle?
Great grandfather.
Mhm.
Great
Great
uncle.
uncle.
Great uncle. Very good. And what would Nigel call his mother's aunt?
Great aunt.
Great aunt.
Very good. Ahmed, I'd like you to answer the next one. Nigel's father's grandmother, Nigel's father's grandmother is Nigel's great grandmother. What would, samajh aayi? Do you get it?
Yes,
Nigel's
ma'am.
Yes.
father's grandmother is Nigel's great grandmother. What would Nigel call his father's grandfather?
Great granddad.
Great grandfather.
Great grandfather. Wasi, you are to do the last one.
Yes, ma'am.
What would Nigel call his mother's grandmother?
Okay. Ma'am, grandma.
Very good. Great grandmother. Here are your answers. Quickly check and write down on your book.
मैम अगर इसे भी आगे बोलना हो तो
And it's great,
Great
बढ़िया तो
great grandfather.
great, great. However many, you keep adding great. And then after that, you say they are my ancestors. Okie dokie. Are we done with this? Should I move on?
Yes.
Ahmed, Waleed, should I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Done. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Colloquial expressions. There were two important colloquial. Colloquial is used as slang. Okay. There were two slang expressions or colloquial expressions used in the text. The first one was now we're talking, paragraph 3. This is the same as saying that's more like it. You would say it when the situation is becoming more as you want it to be. For example, it was misty in the morning, there was no view, but by the afternoon, the skies had cleared and Robert could see the mountains. Now we're talking, he said. Number 2, it must be off. To go off or to be off is applied to food which is going bad and is not safe to eat. The meat went off overnight after I forgot to put it in the fridge. Okay, what I'd like you to do is quickly make a sentence with each of these. Think of a sentence for both of these expressions.
Yep.
Ma'am, England were losing 2-0, but after a half time, the
The score
uh,
changed. Who scores the goal? Is it a quarterback? No.
um,
The striker?
Germany.
The striker?
The striker. Then the coach tells the striker, "Now we're talking."
No. See, England was losing the match 2-0. At halftime, the coach said, now we're talking.
No.
No, it doesn't make sense.
The team was losing, but at the final minute, the player scored the goal. The coach said, "Now we're talking."
Now we're talking. Good, good, good. All right. Let's think of one for wait a minute. For it must be off, to be off.
The dish went off overnight.
I'll
We
make
forgot
you.
to put it in the fridge.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'll make you off like the meat on the table.
Sorry, Shakar.
I'll make you off like the meat on the table.
I didn't get it. You speaking too low.
Chat में लिख दो.
Write it down in the chat. Wait, I make the chat available for everyone. Can anyone else think of one?
मैंने बता दिया था.
And yesterday the lights were off from midnight and आगे क्या बोल रहा था?
After an hour in the bathroom,
Hmm.
he checked the label on the yogurt.
The dish went off overnight after I forgot to put it in the fridge.
Well, Rafi, that's not creativity because you just narrated what is already written there in the book. And continue with your sentence.
And back में किसी ने बीप लगाई है.
है ना?
बैकग्राउंड में किसी ने लगाई है.
The one about the yogurt. Who was telling me the sentence about the yogurt?
मैम ये शाकाहारी बता रहा था.
मैं कह रहा था yesterday the lights were off overnight. आगे मैं भूल गया.
No. To be off is used with context to food. When the food goes bad, you say it is off. It smells off. It tastes off.
DJ आया है यार कोई.
है ना? I just muted you all. Yes, quickly. We are short of time, and there's one last activity that I need to do. Chale bhai Waleed, think of one. It must be off. Yes, please. The light went off, and so?
The blackout came and all the lights in Pakistan went off overnight.
No. To be off over here, Rafi, it is used in context with food. Food, खाना खराब हो जाता है ना?
Ma'am,
खाने के खराब होने
the
को
yogurt,
to be off. Yes.
the yogurt went off. No wonder he stayed in the bathroom for 2 hours.
Okay, good. He didn't check the label and he ate it. Let's say it was some sort of, when something expires, the food expires, obviously that means that it is off. Okay, we're coming to the last exercise. इसकी आवाज कम रखना बच्चों, क्योंकि मेरी क्लास चल रही है.
Purchase beans.
फरीद आपके माइक में से आ रही है.
एक सेकंड. ओ शिट, अलार्म यार बार-बार मुझे आवाज नहीं आती.
तो अलार्म बंद कर दो यार.
क्या कर रहे हो वलीद?
चलें please. In 2 paragraphs, explain how in the text Nigel seems like the adult in his reactions and Aunt Gertie behaves like a child. To prepare for this, make 2 headings, Nigel and Aunt Gertie. Read the text again carefully and note down examples of Nigel's grown-up behavior and Aunt Gertie's childish behavior underneath your headings. You might start like this, okay? They have given you the start already. Make 2 columns in a rough notebook or in the brown section of your notebook, okay, of your textbook. And then take down points for both Nigel and Aunt Gertie. The first one they've done for you, he thinks the new food is grown up and welcomes it, whereas Aunt Gertie, she almost cries at the thought of eating something new. See, normally it's the children who act this way. बच्चों को when mothers, they give them something new to eat, something that they've never eaten before, or they make assumptions in their brain, little children, that I'm not going to like it, it will taste weird, it will not taste nice. So Aunt Gertie is behaving like a child, whereas Nigel, a 9-year-old, is acting mature and he is ready to eat the food. Okay. Yes. Now think of at least two more examples from the text where Nigel has acted like an adult and Aunt Gertie has acted like a child. Quickly, please. Quickly, please look into your book and tell me two more examples of Nigel's adult and Aunt Gertie's childish behavior.
Um, Nigel is Nigel is waiting to eat spaghetti, and Aunt Gertie is whining that I want to go.
Yes, please, quickly. I'm still waiting for your answer. Quickly read through the book.
मैम कहीं मिल ही नहीं रहा.
मैं भी कह रही हूँ कोई बोल ही नहीं रहा.
तो अगर मिल ही नहीं रहा तो कोई बोलेगा कैसे?
म्यूट तो मैंने अभी किया क्योंकि पीछे से ढेर सारी आवाजें आ रही हैं. Yes, please, quickly. How is Aunt Gertie behaving in the beginning? She is all anxious, isn't it? She is like,
M-
you have to try it. Remember? So that's what they've.
most of the pasta falls down Gersh's skirt, and a little of sauce gets caught on her bottom lip.
Exactly. Now, can you explain that in simplest in the note form? Can you write that? How will you write that? You are picking you're extracting that from the text, isn't it? Now, how will you explain that?
Yeah.
Nigel was bitten. Please,
Gersha
Sophia.
doesn't know how to.
Gigi.
Because she was angry and like didn't want to eat it, then she just made the situation even worse.
Exactly. On the other hand, Nigel.
And Nigel ignored her temper tantrum and tried it.
What word should we use over here? When someone wants to try something new to eat, what do we use? What word do we use?
Curious.
Unexpected food.
What about eager? Nigel was eager to eat his pasta, while Aunt Gertie, what did she do? She wailed that it was horrible. Okay, after after a wee bit taste of it, she started wailing, it's horrible, it's horrible. Okay, so the second point is going to be that Nigel was eager to try his spaghetti while Aunt Gertie wailed and threw a little tantrum when she tasted some of the pasta. Yes, give me point number 3. Give me point
Nah,
number
we
3.
didn't.
It's paragraph number 3, page 140. Subtract point number 3 from paragraph 3, page number 140. People who are not participating. Fasi, Waleed,
Yes, ma'am.
Ahmed, kindly think of a point. I have taken down your attendance. Please don't worry. I have taken down your attendance. Yes, please. Paragraph
Aunt Gertie is
140.
whining about how bad the food is.
Sorry?
Aunt Gertie is whining about how bad the food is.
सोफी आपको नजर आ रहा है मेरी क्लास हो रही है? डांट पड़ गई. Ibrahim, zip up. Yes, please. One more. What about, look at page 140, where the father takes out the Parmesan. What happens then?
It smell like sick smelly.
When father takes out the pack of Parmesan cheese, what happens?
Smell like sick.
Ma'am, he pauses it to.
Yes, he passes it to Nigel. And what does Nigel do? He
Ma'am.
refuses to eat it?
Yes, ma'am.
Nigel refuses to eat it?
No, ma'am.
Huh? Then? This is the last portion of paragraph 3. Quickly, your time is over.
Wow.
Hurry up, boys. What does Nigel do, bache? When father gives him the grated cheese, what does Nigel do?
It
Ma'am, he sprinkles
Sprinkle it over the top.
He
Exactly.
closes.
Sprinkles it on his pasta. What about Aunt Gertie?
we are not.
Yes, what about Aunt Gertie? Yes, please.
Kid
The
nine.
last line of the paragraph. What are you doing, boys? What does it mean when it says there's no point in asking Aunt Gertie?
Ma'am, they are not trying to give her.
It means that she doesn't like it. She
Not
doesn't like it
right.
at all.
There's no point in asking Aunt Gertie. When is there not a point in asking someone for something to eat? हम कब किसी को फूड ऑफर नहीं करते जब हमें पता होता है कि अगले ने खाना ही नहीं है तो कोई मकसद ही नहीं है पूछने का ठीक है ना
Yes.
आपको भिंडियां नहीं पसंद अम्मी ने भिंडियां पका दी हैं क्या करेंगे अव्वल तो सड़ी हुई शक्लें बनाएंगे पहले से ही इजंट इट अब मैं उर्दू में इसलिए आने लगी हूँ क्योंकि तुम लोगों को बात समझ नहीं आ रही ठीक है सड़ी हुई शक्लें बनाना शुरू कर देते हैं भिंडी भिंडी कौन खाए करेले कौन खाए ठीक है ना और उसके बाद जब अम्मी सामने रखती है और डांटती है कि खाना ही खाना है खाओ इसे तो क्या करते हैं थोड़ा सा मजे कभी दिया करते हैं ना आंट जर्टी भी यही कुछ कर रही हैं ठीक है और जब उसके ऊपर कहा कि जी अच्छा अब इसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा हम चीज डाल लेते हैं तो सारों उसने नाइजल ने भी डाला नाइजल के बाबा ने भी डाला अम्मी उसकी जो है वो नई चीजें ट्राई नहीं करती आंट जर्टी को तो पूछने का फायदा ही नहीं था क्यों पूछने का फायदा नहीं था बिकॉज शी इज नॉट गोइंग टू ईट इट She was already refusing to eat the food. So there was no point in asking Aunt Gertie. Okay. Nigel, uh, so the third point you will write is that Nigel happily sprinkles the cheese on his pasta, while there was no point in asking Aunt Gertie, who was not eating her food already. Okay. Now, based on 3 points each, तुम्हारी तो हो जानी अभी पिटाई. Based on 3 points each, you're going to write 2 short paragraphs, which is going to be your homework. Okay. Write one small paragraph for how Nigel has acted like an adult, where and reacted, given his reactions like an adult, and write one short paragraph of how Aunt Gertie has behaved like a child. Claire, that will be your home
Okay.
task for the day. Okay, thank you so very much. I have
And
taken
you,
up your attendance already.